So weird because it's like a flipped thing. Like my hand is over here. Whatever. Okay, here we go. I'm going to make sure while nobody's here yet, I'm going to make sure my microphone. I'm learning. I'm getting better at this, you guys. I'm getting better at this. All right. My input is the hype mic USB. My output is okay. I should be okay. So hopefully when people sign in, the first few people, if you could do us all a helpful thing, which would be in the chat, just perfect. Becky Ridgway, star for you. You can see and hear me, so thank you. Yeah. And the neat thing is I have my earbuds in because there we go. Kara's tuning in, Carla Jane, a lot of people hopping over into the new pond from TikTok over to the YouTubes. I love it. Woo. What was I going to say? This is hour 3. I've been on for 2 solid hours. This is like the Jerry Lewis telethon, people. But it was for me being a goof. I love it. Suzanne followed me from TikTok. Very cool. Welcome, welcome. Smiles. Everyone smiles. Yeah, I looked at my calendar wrong and I didn't focus down. I'm not exhausted, but I definitely have less gas in my tank than I did 2 hours ago. I'm not exhausted. Think about exhausted as having nothing, but I am slowing down. But the neat thing is, I will share with you guys, is there's a difference in doing something you hate for 3 hours and something you love that you don't mind doing. And not minding doing something is a pretty cool feeling. I don't mind it. I don't love it. Like, oh, I love to do dishes. No, I don't mind it. But boy, do I like hanging out with you guys. And I feel truly that what I am doing is helping and I'm having a good time and we're connecting and we're getting stuff done. So why the hell not? Oh, let me do this. There, I can see your comments even better. Yeah, I think I'm here on TV, not phone. So I think this is a live Patty M. I can see you. Okay. And I just read your comment. All right. Now, here's a fun thing with YouTube anyway, is you can watch it on your phone. You can watch it on your computer. You can watch it on your TV, and there, look, you're saying, okay, now, okay, thanks. So cool. So you're able to also comment. Very cool. Yeah. There we go. Hey, you know what? Carla Jane says, yes, ma'am, cleared out some stuff in my nightgown, but that's okay. Well, you know what? Because it's earlier there than it is for me. But I will share with you, talk about being comfortable in your body, being comfortable. If your clothing is making everybody here, if your clothing is currently making you uncomfortable, change your clothing. Now, I did this earlier. I went for a walk this morning. Now, the heat and humidity is back here like a vengeance, with a vengeance. I was going to say like a mofo and with a vengeance. And so when I got back from my morning walk, I had my yoga pants on, black, like, what do you call them? Like acrylic or, plastic basically. And as I went to pull them down to use the bathroom, I know TMI, I was like, I don't even want to pull these up again because it's going to be so hot and restrictive. So what did I do? I noticed how my body would feel. Would it feel better without these pants on? I'm not wearing any pants, as my husband often quotes Mrs. Maisel. So what did I do? I took them off. And I knew I had my pajama pants hanging in the closet in the bathroom. So I put my pajama pants on. So never underestimate making yourself feel better physically and better in your nervous system. It's easier to concentrate on things when your body is not distracted by things. That's why I have earbuds in, even though I'm not hearing you. It's also I'm ignoring the fact that trees are being knocked down in my neighborhood, that there's something going on in the basement, that my husband's recording music in the other room, and just notice the things that will make you feel better in your human body from the crown on down. And it will change from hour to hour. It'll change from whatever, because you're always expending energy and hopefully you're always gaining energy. Think about the fact that like every single time you use your car, you have a different amount of gas in it. Okay. Now, Patty M says, I thought I heard music earlier. Yeah, you may be hearing it better than I do through the microphone. It wouldn't be, it's not unusual to be loved by anyone. Ba-ba-da-ba-da. It's not unusual to hear music in this house. because my husband is a musician. So, yeah, so you may have heard music. Even music can be wonderful to hear in certain contexts, and other times it can be abrasive and distracting. So, notice what works for you and do it. Sometimes I like silence. Hello, darkness, my old friend. Right? The sounds of silence. One of the things I'm doing to make myself feel better physically, I'm drinking water. It's hydrating my body and lubricating my vocal cords that have been talking for a while. I also know, frankly, that I'm having a great time here. I love hanging out with you guys, and I feel good about showing up. And I look ahead to my schedule and I see I've got some fun plans for the afternoon. So I'm looking forward to them too. So no matter. But you know what? Since this is my third hour here, what can we do? What do you guys want to do with this time that we have? We've got about 52 minutes together. Take a moment and think about what would help you right now. Okay? Think about it. It may not be off the top of your head. That's okay. Let it sink in and just take a moment to say, what could Beth really help me with right now that would get me going from stuck or spinning my wheels or out of gas or any of those car metaphors? What would help me right now? Because as we said in the previous TikTok live, fear is going to stop you from asking for help. I try to show up as low key as possible to lower the barrier, to get you to practice, to discover what you need help with, and then say, hey, I can't do this on my own. I'm stuck. Can you help me with this? I have learned to say the phrase. I practice this. I did it a couple of times this morning. Anytime I'm on the phone with a customer service person, I explain what I would like, and I say, is that something you can help me with? Now, can you imagine if somebody says, hey, could you help me with this? I'm struggling with something. Could you help me with that? I would like to think that if we're hanging out, that you're the kind of person who would say, I would love to help you to the capacity that I'm able. How can I help you? So I flip that back and I say, how can I help you? You know, and I really do. I'm like, is that something you can help me with? Because who wants to say, no, I can't help you? Even if they aren't the person, they can say, oh, I can transfer your call to the membership department. Perfect. Thank you so much. And then you get to the membership department and you say, hey, I'd like to increase my donation to NPR because I don't like what's going on. Is that something you can help me do to increase my donation to NPR so things don't turn more awful in this country? And they say, yes, I can. And you make it happen. So yeah, Patty M is saying that's a wonderful phrase. Write it down, use it. I gave away this stuff for free, people. Why should I gatekeep these things? From some phrases that help me, here's a category. I'll just, see what comes to mind. Phrases that help me that could probably help you. Asking for help. Is that something you could help me with? This particular thing, can you help me with it? Notice the difference between can you help me? Well, I could, but it depends on what it is. Okay. Now, I'm laughing. Before I get into the list people have to pause because this is wicked funny. Melissa Garvey is deciding to go on the fork in the road. She's choosing fun and love versus fear and feeling pissed off because she says, I had an unexpected extra dose of chores today when my senior cat barfed on my yet to be made bed. Instead of being vexed, I chunked it down and I saw the upside. Fresh linens to enjoy tonight. Yeah, I changed the sheets. We changed the sheets on our bed this morning because I have my husband participate in that because it's easier with two people. And how nice is it going to be when we get into bed tonight and not have kind of crumply kind of, sheets that you've sweated on and stuff like that there? Anybody else want to change their sheets today? It seems like a trend. Feel free to do that. But here I was going to give you a couple of phrases for your kind of translation book. Is that something you can help me with? And with a nice kind of, is that something you can help me with? No expectation. I would love if you could help me with that. Okay. The other one is, what do I want? Now, that's the most powerful one. That's the one that's on the top. It's the top. It's the Colosseum. It's the top. It's the Louvre Museum. Okay. What do I want? What do I want to eat for breakfast today? What do I want to happen this October? What do I want to put on that shelf? What do I want to wear today? What do I want to happen with my one wild and precious life? So what do I want? Here's another one. What is the absolute worst that could happen? Okay, now that one worked really well with one of my clients, so I keep that one in there too. Okay, if I'm trying something and I'm a little bit afraid, I'm going to go there. What is the absolute worst thing that could happen? What am I afraid of? What is the absolute worst thing that could happen? And then I write it down. Another one is, oh, well. Oh, well, that didn't work out. Not judging yourself. Think of Thomas Alva Edison, all those things that didn't turn into the light bulb. If he got really judgy and shut down, we'd be sitting in the dark. Okay. And I just say, oh, well, that didn't work out the way I thought it would. I'm going to get curious. What could I do differently next time? An iteration, another one, version 1.2, version 1.3, until you get to the version that really works for you. Okay. Now, I love it. Farm Girl says, Beth, you have saved a lot of people a lot of money on therapy. Now, trust me, I think therapy can be a wonderful thing for many people. And there is a time where I will say, and I've said this to people, that they may be better helped with therapy instead of just me, because there can be some weighty issues, some traumatic trauma behind why you're decluttered. But I like to look at myself as the fries to the meal. The meal can be like the heavy hitting stuff is like the sandwich, but who doesn't want fries? Fries make everything better. So if I love it, frankly, when my clients are getting therapy and what I offer. Now, sometimes people just want the fries. Have you ever gone through the McDonald's drive-thru and just ordered a fries and a Diet Coke? Yeah, right here. That's okay. You know what you want, and if what I'm doing satisfies you and it gets what you want, then you're all set. But if not, again, it's the fear that stops you from getting the help that's going to get you to where you want to go. Fear will stop you because fear likes to be in control. Fear is your backseat driver that knows that it has you. When you listen to them and you believe it and you're not working, they're like, we've got her under our control. When you calm down your nervous system and you see fear for what it is, then you say, oh, wait a minute. You're trying to make me afraid of the guy who's mowing my lawn and the woman who's working, just trying to help out? No, I'm not buying that. You know who I'm fearful of and pissed off at is you, Mr. Billionaire. So when you realize that they're trying to make you afraid of something and you don't buy into it, you come from a place of power, and then you can decide, I can continue to be mad at the cleaning lady, or I can do something to make sure the billionaires pay their fair share of taxes. Because if you guys have never seen what a billion looks like, it is eye-opening. We always think it's just a bunch of millions. Even a million is a wicked lot. But I say to you, even just in your own person, never mind what's going out in the world. Let's not flame up our nervous systems for that. But what I will offer to you is, you have fears in you that stop you from changing and experimenting and doing different things. So if you're not changing and you're not experimenting, then you're doing the same thing over and over again. And that's why you've got the results you have. Okay? Yeah. I love it. Carla Jane says, and some sweet and sour sauce for dipping. Yes. Oh, my Lanta. Yeah. My doctor says my Lanta. Lunch plans for today. Yes, critical thinking. But not criticism. Yeah, it's a critical thinking, but it's also just, I don't know, it's just fun to me. Now, Patty M says, I would like to have someone I could just say, I don't want this, or keep that, and it magically disappears. Yeah, wouldn't we all? We would. I'm not going to deny it. But until that happens, I will say this, Patty M. More magical things have happened to me when I've been in the process of doing something myself than when I'm sitting there waiting for the magic to happen. If you sit there and do nothing, magic will not visit you. Magic likes to, inspiration, serendipity, kismet, they all like to hang around with people who are taking charge and doing stuff. And they say, let me help you with that. Even if you didn't ask for help, they make it easier. So you can increase the likelihood of magic helping you out with that by starting it yourself. Now, I can't guarantee that magic is going to show up, but it's going to be more likely that it's going to show up when you are in action versus sitting on the couch waiting and expecting it to do all the work. Magic likes to hang out with people who are doing stuff. Inspiration. What is that? Chance favors the prepared mind. Think about it. If you were like an invisible spirit just floating around, would you want to hang out with the sad sack on the couch? Or would you rather be able to weave your magic and do a little, oh, check this out. I found $40. I only found the $40 because I was bringing a bag out to empty out my car. I never would have found the $40 if I wasn't taking action. Okay. Yeah, Patty M. How did you know I'm sitting? It's a little too live in my family room. I was just guessing. But we're all hanging out on a couch at one time or another. So do not worry. I'm not freaking out. Yeah, we all want to lose the weight immediately. We want to like wiggle our nose like Bewitched or blink like do 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 like I Dream of Jeannie. Who doesn't want that? Anybody? No, everybody wants that. But it's very unlikely to happen. Okay? I will just share with you that when I get out of my own head and out of my house and I'm moving my body around in the world and I am sending emails or I'm walking on the street, when I am taking action, when I have a verb associated with what I'm doing and the verb is not sitting, complaining, stewing, that's when the good stuff meets you. Doesn't it? I don't know. There's got to be some Bible-y thing, right? With God helping the people who God, he helps those who help themselves. But also part of you helping yourself is asking for help. You know, what is praying except for asking for help from a higher power and admitting you need help? Why is it okay to pray for help from up there, but not ask your neighbor, hey, would you mind watering my plant when I'm away? Why is the fear stopping you? The fear of saying no, I will share this with you. When you don't ask for something you want, you have 100% said that the answer to what you want is no, you can't have it. Now, many of us, I will share with you, I feel like as a kid, I asked for a lot of stuff and the answer was no so much that I stopped asking, that I stopped dreaming, that I gave up because the answer was always no. And it wasn't probably always no, but as a little kid, it's always no. However, when you ask for something, the answer, the percentage increases exponentially that the answer could be yes. And sometimes people don't know what you want unless you tell them. People are not mind readers. They can barely read their own minds. I would like to think, and this is another phrase I use, I would like to think, ... I would like to think, or I choose to believe. I choose to believe that you are hanging around with me because you are a good, kind person. If you are a good, kind person, I would like to think that you are surrounded by good and kind people. If you look around and you say, yeah, I really am, then why are you afraid to ask for their assistance in something you're struggling with? Now, I don't have your answers, but I would write it down. I'm afraid they might say no. Well, if I don't ask, the answer is definitely going to be no. I'm afraid they're going to judge me and think that I'm weak because I can't do it on my own. Okay, what I want to offer is none of us do anything really on our own. Somebody else wove the fabric and made the shirt that I'm wearing. Somebody else invented the internet. Um, so many things. We rely on people we've never met. I think that sometimes when I think of those things that you like, who invented the paperclip? I don't know, but man, they've helped me out. You know? Yeah. No, this is fun. This is fun. Kara is saying, in like the, Declutterers Anonymous. My name is Kara, and I love vintage jewelry, which I've collected for years and planned on selling it. Yeah, but I've ignored this stuff for years, but no more. I'm sorting now. When you get in the habit of seeing the benefits of decluttering, whether it's more space in your house, whether it is more space between your ears and just a lovely peace of mind, and I mean peace, like peace be with you, not a peace. Peace in your mind, quiet and comfort and chill in your mind. And then when you look out and you see quiet and comfort and chill, comfort and joy, oh, tidings of comfort and joy. When you see the benefits, when you feel the benefits of decluttering, you will look to get that feeling again. Oh, interesting. Chat disconnected for a hot minute. Now, Kara collected for years. Kara sold stuff for years. Kara collected stuff for years. Now she's in deaccessioning mode. She is converting her jewelry and her silver and the things that she collected for years into fabulous trips, into live, flat, first class seats, to staying in wonderful places. And her decluttering is making it easy for her to have some memories that will last her a lifetime. That she's been at a place where she can take a picture of something, and that picture will remind her brain of that wonderful story. Yeah. There we go. She says, full disclosure, I have a Haywood Wakefield dresser and a cabinet full of jewelry. This is my next trip, though. She is seeing that jewelry as potential to create her next trip, and she is in a traveling mode. Collecting used to bring her joy, and now the thing that brings her joy is travel. Now, I don't mean to speak for her, but I'm just inferring this, This is my next trip, like the sterling I sold. Remember? Yeah, so you look back and see what you did. I used to have sterling, then I sold it, and I put that money towards a trip. I used to have fill in the blank. Now I have money that I can turn into a trip. I now have jewelry that I'm excited because I don't wear it. I tend to wear the same things over and over again. That's me. I'm excited for my destination of another trip, please. And one of the ways I can get there is by selling the jewelry that I no longer wear. Now, I love it. Now, Kara, I'm asking this for myself, but I'm also asking for people here. If they're interested in seeing what you have for sale, where do you tend to sell, like the jewelry? Where are you going to sell your jewelry? Do you have different places you're going to sell it? Is it going to be online? Is it going to be in person? Put that in the comments. We'd love to kind of follow along on your journey. And that's also going to help people when they have stuff they want to sell and they may not have any idea where to sell it. Okay. Yeah, Kara says it may take a while. That's okay. Getting started. But I love it. She says, but I can't finish. I can't finish if I don't start. I can't finish. It will never be done unless I start. Pretty deep, huh? Now, she found some Bakelite that she forgot about. I remember wanting to wear Bakelite jewelry. Now I too wear the same kind of silver, simple silver stuff myself. That's okay. There are times where we decorate ourselves, and there are times where we like simple. There are eras in which it's kind of funny seeing on TikTok now people talking about those kind of giant, kind of masked um, necklaces that people wore, I guess, I mean, we're 25 years into the year 2000. You know what I mean? Like the 2000s. So people are already looking 25 years ago, which is technically the cars anyway. An antique car is one that's over 25 years old. So any car that is older than the year 2000 is now considered an antique car. What the what? People are looking nostalgically back on clothing that they wore in 2001. Isn't it Craig? Oh, Farm Girl, thank you. She said, we just heard Chuck Mangione sadly passed away. I know you reference him a lot, and it feels so good. Everybody. Ba 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 da ba 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 da ba da ba da ba 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 da ba 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 da ba 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 da ba da ba da 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 da. Ooh, flat. Ba 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 ba. Chuck Mangione. All right, maybe that's the threes. Chuck Mangione and Ozzy Osbourne are now doing some sort of jazz combo wherever their pearly gates are. Thank you for letting me know, Farm Girl. I appreciate that. And please, everybody, seriously, say a prayer that the other trumpet or the other brass player that I love so much, Herb Alpert, make sure he is in good health at least until the end of August, because we see him in just a couple of weeks. And hey, speaking of people we haven't seen in a while, Kat Roby has been off the grid, but she's back. Yeah, hey yo. Hey there, hi there, ho there, you're as welcome as can be. What was that? Was that the Mickey Mouse Club or something? I'm only got half of that. I could Google it. Been off the grid and just finished a meeting and onto her scheduled Beth Blinders. I'm going to focus down on something. Okay, I love it. Oops, totally something jammed up. Yeah, scheduled Beth Blinders of putting away a box of photos, clearing off a front desk, finding an invoice, check, and now celebrating and humming Chuck Mangione. Yeah, yeah. Oh, Hulk Hogan just passed. Yes, I know. All right, good to know. Kat is saying I'm still trying to find ticks to Herb. They're available, but seriously, much like decluttering, start sooner than later. Okay? Start sooner than later. Whatever you want to do, start it today. You know what I've started doing today, you guys? And this is the planting of the seeds portion of the show. This is how you get cool stuff to happen. I have declared to myself one thing I want to do, and I've shared it with other people. The more you repeat that it's happening, the more you will be encouraged to make it happen. So I will share with you guys one of the things that I thought I wanted to do. I shared it with my husband, and he thought, sure, that's cool. Then I shared it with people that we were going to possibly go on a trip on in November. Is I planted a seed. I started a joke. I am going to, notice me choosing my words. I am going to Spain and or Italy in November of this year. I decided that a couple of days ago. My husband is on tour with a band that's going to be playing there. And I thought to myself, hey, instead of being sad when he's over there, why couldn't I just buy a ticket and tag along? And the answer's like, because I have a co-pilot that's like, hell yeah, you know. There we go. Kat Roby's going to Portugal or Scotland in October. Boom. Possibilities. Yes, I love possibilities. And better yet, there's a lot of things that are possible, but making cool stuff happen for my own self and for other people. Please learn from me, you guys. Learn what I'm doing and incorporate this in your life. Get an idea. How does it feel? Does it feel exciting? What's a baby step you could do? You could see where he's playing in Spain and what dates. Do you have anything going on between those things? Well, we did have a plan for Arizona. Well, could I go to Arizona some other time, or will he ever be back in that area with that band? Well, one of them can happen at any old time. One is a once in a lifetime kind of situation. So there, Then you let your people know, thank you, but no, we're not going to do that. That increases the reality of doing it. Yeah, let me know when you're in Tucson. I totally will. Now, we don't know when. We just had to let our friend Bill, who lives in Scottsdale, Phoenix area. But yeah, definitely. So have an idea. Does it make you feel good? Is it like, ooh, this is fun. This could be fun. Sugar Daddies is in Phoenix. I love it. I love it. Yeah. Yeah. We have a friend who lives out there, and a bunch of us from college radio, we're going to go visit him. It still will happen, but I'm not sure when, but I'll keep you guys posted. Check for the things that make you feel good. Start to pay attention to how your brain and body feel when you say certain things. Now, this is cool. Mary Lou Rizzo and Kat are in Tucson too. Sugar Daddies went to Italy in April. So amazing. Yeah. So start to notice how your thoughts make you feel. Now, here's an interesting thing. The thought of me going to somewhere cold in the winter, not so much. Notice even my body was like, yuck. But hey, I could go to Palm Springs in February. Now, suddenly I'm sitting up straighter. My heart is like kind of, zinging forward, like, let's make that happen. So do not underestimate the power of your thoughts to make your body feel a certain way within the split second. Okay? I love it. So pay attention to the things that light you up. Like a green light that says go when you're in traffic, like hitting all those green lights when you're driving down those roads in New York City and you just hit them at the right one after another and you're just cruising along. Notice the things that make you go, yuck, I don't want that. These are good feelings to start to get comfortable with. Recognizing when you've got a gut feeling that, no, I don't want that anymore. Or I have no interest in that. Now, the clutter tends to show up in that yellow space. I don't know. I couldn't. Live with that and see these things. Yeah. No, I love it. Kat Roby's got some visual nostalgia going on with us. She's wearing an animal t-shirt and getting all the fun compliments in her Zoom meetings. No, I'm assuming anyways for me, animal, you mean like the drummer from the Muppets? I hope so. That would be great. But if not, let me know what animal you're talking about. There we go. Muppet. I love it. It's time to play the music. It's time to light the lights. It's time to meet the Muppets on the Muppet Show tonight. Right? Very good stuff. Yeah. There we go. Carla Jane, and I love this. Carla Jane is saying, I can't trip right now. I can't travel right now, but when I get things cleared out and moved, I'm going somewhere besides the donation center. Yes, there are times when it doesn't make sense to plan travels, and other times, and again, I'm getting that to everything turn, turn, turn. There is a time when it's going to feel right for you to travel, and maybe right now isn't the time. That doesn't mean it will never happen. Looking forward to it, picking up clues. Where would you like to travel to? What lights up your heart? Kara and I talk about it just, through the lives and whatnot, about how Los Angeles is a place where she feels happy. I have very fond memories of LA, and I have great times because that's where I met my husband. Palm Springs tends to be a place that I like to go to. The beach anywhere, for the most part. So notice the things that you are drawn to like a magnet. The places, the senses, the smells that make you waft and say, ooh, I love that smell, versus the smell you don't really like. I wish you guys could smell this candle right here. Can you smell that? Okay, I got this in Indianapolis, Indiana. And check out the name of it, Hotel Lobby. Smells like an expensive hotel lobby. I love it. Do I like the smell of farts and cigars? No. Dog poop? Not so much. Skunk, especially when I'm on the patio? No. So notice what you love and notice what just doesn't do it for you. Try to eliminate the stuff that doesn't do it for you, and definitely turn up the volume and the frequency of the stuff that just lights you up. Make those decisions. I have decided this afternoon, because I looked at the weather of the next many days, And I decided to postpone some of my desk work that I can do anytime between now and August 1st. And I'm saying not no to desk work now and yes to leaving this and jumping in a friend's pool this afternoon because it's like 90 million degrees out. I can't do it tomorrow because it's going to rain. And then we leave for Delaware on the weekend. So notice when things make sense to do it. And please, again, I don't want to be the only person who embraces the flexible schedule. Please learn how you can be more flexible, that you can stretch your schedule and have some structure, but also some flexibility. Okay. Now, Carla Jane, this is neat. She says, I'm not sure yet. I love the inclusion of the word yet. Okay. Looking forward to living in a home where all of the things I like and love are housed in a good space. Yes, you don't need to know yet. When the student is ready, the teacher appears. You will look for clues. You will notice when you are on TikTok. What are the places that look like, ooh, I'd love to go there? And other places where you're like, nope, I have no interest. You'll start to heart things that you're interested in. You'll bookmark them. You'll maybe like save a link somewhere. This is how it starts. And don't rush the process. Enjoy the process. Oh my God, it's so funny. I feel like I need to protect you guys where the microphone is because I was like, what the hell is that? I have the earbuds in, and hopefully you don't hear the banging in the basement. Probably another reason to get the hell out of the house this afternoon and go to our friend's pool. Okay. Now, Patty M says, DD, I assume you mean dear daughter. It's decluttering her room and stuff before going off to college. So it can be the way we felt coming home from traveling. She's away with friends for a few days and not looking. It's a process. Yeah, it's a process. Life is a process. If a process creates a result, what is the process of your life? What is the result of your life so far? And I mean this in a good way. If all you look for is all the crappy stuff, you're going to find it. So I say, don't do that. Write down all the good stuff that has happened in your life so far. This is one of the things I did. I'm just looking at these, so I'll pull them out. You know how I always talk about like these books, this travel journal concept of writing down the good stuff? Back in July of 2020, I really didn't know how. I was just experimenting with how I wanted to do this book. And you'll see there's a bunch of pages, random. And I wrote down, I looked in my rear view mirror and I said, okay, from 2020, from 1966 to 2020, I know I did some good stuff. Good stuff happened to me and I made good stuff happen. So I'm going to write that down. Okay. And I suggest you do that too. Get a good book and remind yourself of where you've been already that you are excited about. You know, from ages 0 to 10, I learned how to walk. I learned how to talk. I got potty trained. 3 skills I still use every day. You know? Yeah. Now, Judy Duke says, where do you get these good stuff books? I like the look of these. I will share with you. This very first one I got at a bookstore near me. I didn't know if I was going to keep it or whatever. They no longer carry them. This one, I think I ordered online. And then because I knew I loved this. This is 2 years in the making and I like to do this. This one is a souvenir from when the last time I was in Barcelona, which was also the first time I was in Barcelona. And I saw this particular brand because I like a bit of a matchy-matchy. And I knew that I was going to buy it and use it. So I won't even give you the name brand, but there are things like out this, like Moleskine has very similar ones. Okay. And they're probably a lot easier to get to these ones. This is a German brand. I don't even know the name of it. I'm sorry. Something with an L. Okay. Yeah. And find something that's good, that works for you. I wouldn't be surprised. Now, Judy, I can't talk I can't, like, I'm not in your house. I know many people who have a clutter bug in them, tend to also collect journals. So you may have a journal that you've already bought. Use what you have. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I love it. Yeah. Patty M. Notice what you're doing. You are helping your daughter grow. Your daughter going off to college. She and we will get there. I will not jump in and take over. I could do it for her or direct her, but this is hers. I'll be her helper. Yeah. And she may still need some direction. So give that to her, but allow her to do the things. Think of yourself. Everybody here, much like I do when I think I'm a coach, if you're trying to help somebody with something, pretend you're like a driver's ed teacher. Lovingly, point out what they're doing that they could do a little bit better in a way of love that won't make them feel bad. Encourage them with what they've done well. Praise what they've done twice as much as for every 10 things that you praise, there can be one bad thing. Tip the scales that way, because the way our brains are tends to accentuate the negative. All right. Aw, I love this. Carla Jane says, add to your list. I changed a now and future of a family in Alabama I would never have met if I had not followed this journey set along with you. You gave me the feels, Carla Jane. Thank you. Yeah, I honestly, you guys, I really, truly love what I do. And it is such a difference having a life of kind of stuff I was good at and I did okay or I really didn't like, to really feel good about what I do. That's why I've been talking into my computers for the past almost 3 hours. But you are worth it. If it helps you to hear somebody say you're not alone and you can do this, I'm glad to be there. Yeah. And Kim K says, look, check out your local mom and pop bookstores. Yeah. Okay. See, Judy, I knew you had journals. Okay. Uh-huh. Okay. So this is cool. This is cool. Kara says, I just emptied the third Haywood Wakefield drawer. Notice how she has the bureau or the dresser. She chunked it down, doing drawer by drawer. So much stuff she's noticing so much stuff I ignored, but this is big. Okay. But she's also noticing my back is complaining. My dogs are barking, as I say when my feet are hurting me. So I am resting. Yes, please always notice how your body is feeling. And that supersedes any decluttering. Do not get yourself into physical or mental pain when you're decluttering. Stop and take care of yourself. Okay. There we go. I love it. Her daughter brought her a beautiful Venice paper journal. Yep, there we go. A year after her youngest graduated from college and she is on her own, she took what she wanted and asked me to give the rest away. This was a messy, disorganized kid. Just know that it's possible. Yeah, and this is a beautiful tribe. There we go. Yeah, and trust me, I'm not going to judge you if you buy a new notebook. I mean, I bought a notebook myself, So we're all in this together. I kind of, I've picked up a few tips and tricks here, but I am also going through this process. I am also going through my own sentimental things. I am trying to refine this process that is kind of unnoticed and organic for me enough so I can notice it and articulate it for you when we do the notebook party on Saturday. And I will share with you that the notebook, yeah, and so I love it. Carla Jane is noticing. And so this is such great feedback, because what I want to do is I'm going to offer a way to do things, but also for you to have the flexibility to find out what works better for you. So I love, Carla, that you already are realizing that you like kind of the 2 notebook process better. I know other people who will say, oh, I can barely find my 1 notebook, so I'll just stick to the 1. So again, it's a basis, it's a jump start, and then I want you to personalize it. Everybody starts with the same outfit, but then you style it differently. Everybody starts with the same dance moves, and you give it your own touch that makes you feel good about using it. Because if it makes you feel good, you're going to do it more. If it doesn't make you feel good, you're not going to do it more. And yay. So good stuff. Yeah. And I love Kara's metaphor, because I think about this all the time. about being a mama bird or maybe an auntie bird and wanting to give the right amount of support, but not too much, not baby them, but also give them the courage and the lessons that they can fly. And if they fall, they're going to be okay. And you'll always be there, always, always, always loving, 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 loving them. Thinking of them right now and sending a radiating love vibes to them so that they can feel it. Okay? Yeah. Now, Patty M, let me help you with this. Empty nesting is going to be hard. I'm not saying it's not going to be, but just notice the words you choose and how they make you feel. And I will say, be careful what you say out loud because you will make it come true. If you think it's going to be hard, you will make it feel hard. Could you think of empty nesting is going to be a wonderful opportunity for me to stretch my wings? Empty nesting is going to be an opportunity for me to wind down that chapter of my life of being that kind of mom and then start to write the chapter of what I do want to do when my daughter is away in college. Who do I want to be? What do I want to do? What do I want my home to look like? Because your home's going to look different. She's not going to be plopping her stuff on the couch and, leaving her water bottles on the counter and, leaving all those dishes in her thing. It's going to be a bit bittersweet. And did you ever think you would be nostalgic for her and all her crap around the house? But now is an opportunity. Again, I'm always going to go back to you. You, my friend, every single one of you who's tuned in right now and saying, what do you want at this point in your life? And if the immediate answer comes back, I don't know, cool. Let's go on a treasure hunt and just start to notice the things that light you up and the things that don't. You will have changed. You have changed from the person you were 5, 10, 15, 20 years ago. Cool. Who do you want to change into? Who do you want to play dress up? Do you want to experiment with different things and see what fits? Yeah, I have been asking those questions and it's been very quiet. You know what? This is what I'll share, and I will just offer to you. When it's very quiet, trust that there will be a time when something comes up. Do not think quiet means there's nothing. Maybe your backseat drivers have been so strong for so long. As I said earlier about stopping trying to figure out what you want because it's never going to happen. Your backseat driver may be afraid of even giving a little peep because your co-pilot, your soul may be afraid to even dream about that stuff because the backseat driver has been shooting them so much. So be okay with the quiet. Look for clues. Look for clues this weekend, for example, when you're doing things that bring you joy. Do they bring you joy? Cool. I want more of this in my life. If they don't bring you the joy they used to, notice that. But also notice when you're doing something that doesn't bring you joy, what would you rather be doing with that time? Now, I will share with you, I have never been a party animal, but man, a lot of times people would love to be in a party in some of these situations. We have so many friends, and sometimes I'd rather be home reading a book with my big old nose in a book. Okay? Trust that the quiet is okay. Yeah. Oh, good stuff. Good stuff. I love that there's some comments going back and forth in the comments. I won't read them all because I want you guys to read those too. Yeah, we have our house back. No wet towels on the floor, no dishes and no mess. Yes, Patty says, I've never had anyone use so many towels. Yeah, it's like 15 people living there. Yeah. Yep. So Kara, I love that on Patty's journey, you are somebody who has walked that walk and you are telling her that path is okay. I have walked it and it was interesting and unusual at the beginning, but now we're settling into a groove. Okay. Suzanne Camp says, I would rather be cross stitching. Yeah. What would you rather be doing when you find yourself doing something that's not really bringing you joy? Just ask yourself, what would I rather be doing with my time and energy right now? And then how can I make that happen? Yeah. Yeah, and Carla Jane says, "I don't have to eat dinner or make it if I'm not hungry." Girl dinner. Yeah, it's so funny when my husband's not around, the random things I will put on a plate just to quiet down the hunger. So, being able to do what you want whenever you want, the freedom can be overwhelming if you're not used to it. So, get used to it little by little. That's how we were when our dog passed away. It was so weird. We immediately were like, "We got to get home for oh, wait a minute. Oh, we can stay out late? Oh, we don't oh, right." It felt weird, but then that transition time starts to turn into that next chapter of your life. And I just want to leave you with, we've got a few minutes left here. We've got about 8 minutes left, and I will stay until the top of the hour, so we have a nice little hour here. You can write the next chapter. You're not going to write the whole, you're writing the book of your life a chapter at a time. What does this next chapter, what do you want to include in it? What characters? What adventures? What opportunities? What chapter do you want to, on your deathbed, tell yourself about the years? What did I do when my daughter went away to college? When you're on your deathbed, what story is going to make you feel good about what you did with that one wild and precious life you have? You know? Yeah. It's hard, but know and trust that you will survive this. Yeah. Practice the tips. Look for clues. It is a grieving process. It really is. Because that chapter is that bit of chapter is closing. Grief is the evidence that something wonderful happened. I know I saw that on TikTok or something like that. Grief is a feeling. Allow yourself to feel it, process it, and come out the other side. All right? Yeah. Uh-huh. So good stuff. Mm-hmm. Freedoms by George Michael. I love it. Okay. So what I want to offer to all of you guys is a couple of reminders. All right. So a few reminders. I'm going to actually refer back to the TikTok or the secret page here. What am I doing right here? Where did it go? There it is. All right. So as a reminder, before I sign off, we've got some upcoming parties. Okay. Saturday, this coming Saturday, day after tomorrow, declutter party, 8 to 9:30 a.m. Eastern, decluttering. Saturday, the 26th, 12 noon Eastern till 1:30, notebook party. Okay? Tickets are available for those. August, I put the sneak peek there because that's the paperwork I'm not doing this afternoon because I'm going to jump in somebody's pool. I totally own that and I feel fine with it. August dates are there, the 2nd, the 4th, and the 16th. You can pencil them in your calendar, and the tickets will be available, I promise. And you know me, when I show up, I promise. Okay? Now, today we had a bonus 11 a.m. TikTok Live because I showed up early. Whoops! We're doing this. Tomorrow there's a TikTok Live and a YouTube Live. Saturday, and then I'm off the digital grid. I'm off the digital grid Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Then I return on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Monday, Tuesday. Then I'm off the digital grid again. Okay? So know that even when I'm gone, this is going to be an important thing, is even when I'm gone, get in the habit of watching some of the recordings. Here's a fun thing. You guys, I'm just throwing this out there. There are some of you that are on the Pen Pal, part of the Pen Pal Club. You guys could pen pal each other when I'm away and say, hey, would you guys like to get together at a certain time and rewatch one of the lives together? The lives, the way I have, not the TikToks, I think I have it where the comments are available. So you guys could show up and comment on them, and you might be able to connect with each other that way. That could be fun. Okay. So I just offer, and yes, it is a good hot day for a pool. So I'm totally going to make my body feel better by getting more comfortable in my bathing suit, cooling down my hot, sweaty body. And there we go. I appreciate it, you guys. So yes, I'm going to enjoy the pool. I get some fun plans for tomorrow, but I will see you on TikTok Lives and YouTube Lives. And I will be making damn sure, because I learned to look more closely at my schedule today. But bonus, we got an extra hour. Okay. I'm going to sign off now because I need to pee again. Always a pleasure, you guys, but please keep in touch with each other even when I'm not around. Okay. If you have yet to join the Pen Pal Club, shoot me an email, say Pen Pal Club on it, and let me know what state you live in case that's not in the metadata I have. Okay. I'm going to go have fun. I know you are too. It's such a lovely time to spend together. Make a good rest of your day. All right. Bye. All right, Gina Mead, I just saw that. Send me an email. All right.